Hey, we're Flick and Joe, and this is our dog Walter. In 2022, we made the crazy decision to quit our full-time jobs, pack up our lives, and move aboard our blue water sailing boat. We spent many months refitting her and getting her ready for our plans until one day we actually did it. We cast off the lines, we pointed her south, and off we went. We've now sailed over 1,000 nautical miles, dodging orcas, yes, actually, and most of the rocks along the way. Join us for the beautiful, quite stressful but endlessly eventful life that is full-time living aboard.
Yeah, come see here.
Daddy's leaving me. That's it. No, not in the corner.
Not in the corner.
Nice try.
Do you think I'm fitting it?
Oh my god.
Let's get everybody involved. So, we are 2,000 nautical miles into liveaboard life, and so we thought that we'd take a break from the current stream of videos and give you a little liveaboard hack video. We thought we'd give you a little liveaboard hack of all the gadgets that have made our liveaboard experience infinitely better over the last year of living aboard, would you say?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take you around the boat.
They're affordable, right? They're like the affordable, simple hacks, not fancy, techie.
Yeah. Yeah, because we could be talking about, I don't know, we could be talking about like batteries and solar power and arch and stuff like that. But this is going to be like the cheap stuff. What will be really quick wins, that if you're setting out on this adventure, like what can you be ordering on Amazon or online or nipping to the chandlery to get that will make your life a little bit easier?
Yeah.
So I think that's all you're needed for. Do you want to say anything else?
That's it.
Yeah,
okay.
I just wanted you here for the intro. Our solar shower. Ta-da! This is actually our backup solar shower because we like it so much that we bought an extra one. Now I wrote some notes on this, so let me just pause.
Thousands of tears later.
Okay, so for our first 7 months of living aboard, we used our inside shower or our deck shower, which means that we were using the water tanks and we would be running through water fairly quickly. So about 2 months ago, we found a solar shower in a chandlery and we were like, oh, let's give it a go and see what it's like. And it is transformational. Now, when we're heating up water, normally we use the engine or we turn on the batteries, and that uses a huge chunk of our power. So first of all, the ability for the solar shower to not use any of our actual power and just harness the power of the sun. Just harness the power of the sun to create hot water is amazing. Secondly, we are generally filling these up from random hoses that we find on shore, beach showers, anything like that. So we're not using any of our drinking water supply, which is amazing. So we can use these for showering, and we can also use the leftover hot water for washing up, which is also great. The shower water gets really hot in one of these. So what we do is we take it to the beach, fill it up, bring it back onto the boat and just whack it on the deck for maybe like 3 or 4 hours. And in that time, if we get a good sunny day, this water is so hot that Joe sometimes finds it uncomfortable showering in. I love a hot shower, so for me, absolutely fine. All we do is just rinse ourselves down with the hot water, turn it off, and then soap up, lather up, whatever, and then wash it all off again with, again, like really hot water. So it's just so nice. We're not wasting water waiting for the water to get hot, it's coming out straight away hot. And yeah, and then it's just coming from the beach as well, so not using our resources, which is awesome. So here's the solar bag in action. After filling it with water, where possible from the beach showers, we pop it in the cockpit, dark side up, to heat up with the power of the sun. After about 3 to 4 hours, it'll be pretty toasty. When we're ready to shower, we tie the solar shower to our solar arch over the sugar scoop. It's gravity fed, so we need to make sure it's higher than us to make sure we get good pressure. Once finished, we untie it. We made the mistake once of leaving it tied onto the solar arch overnight, empty, and it managed to fly away. But yeah, that's the solar shower setup that we have. You don't get a much better view while you're showering than this. The other thing, or one of the other things that I wanted to show you was our I guess like Netflix setup. So we're not those cruisers that are like, oh, okay, we live on a boat now, we're never gonna watch Netflix and all we're gonna watch in the evenings is the stars. Like, I'd love to be that person, but if there's a new series of Bridgerton or when House of the Dragons came out or anything like that, like, we just want to watch it. So we didn't cancel our Netflix subscriptions when we left to go cruising, and this is our current setup. So this is our main berth, and above our heads is our iPad. At the moment we've got it set up for looking at the implements, whatever they're called. What are they called? Navigation equipment. So you can see our charts and stuff like that. So when there's a really windy night, we can lie in bed and watch it all from here if we're in a quiet anchorage and we don't need to be on deck. So that's quite cool. And then we can also just watch Netflix from bed. So how that's set up is we've got a little movable like stand, which we just plug the iPad into, and we can actually set one of these up elsewhere. So we could have one of those like in the galley or in the cockpit or something if we needed to, but we don't really need to. So yeah, that's our iPad setup.
Who have been watching our channel for a while might know that we both work part-time in quote-unquote normal jobs. To make working aboard as comfortable as possible for us, we added a full-size screen which we can connect to our laptops, and we put this screen onto an articulated mount which we can flip round into Netflix mode and host movie nights in the saloon. Turns out that mount has been pretty handy, so we definitely recommend it. Joe will just chat you through the finer details.
So it's on a little reticulating arm that you can pull out and put in any direction you want. So you can watch movies on it like this, or if you're working at the desk, have it like this. Or if it's really rolly over on passage, it locks away, and that's a cool feature of the arm. Locks away like that, and then no matter how much you pull it, it's going to stay there. And there's a little drawstring here that you pull that releases the locking mechanism.
Our nemesis while we're sailing is mosquitoes. They're everywhere and they get everywhere and they bite me. They don't really bite Joe too much, and he doesn't really react to them that badly, but I react really badly. So when we were in Morocco, we made it a big priority in our winter jobs to create some form of protection from all of these mosquitoes. So let me show you what we did.
There are chandlery options which are probably a lot smarter, but we were working to a budget here, and our solution we're pretty chuffed with. We took magnetic tape, a load of netting material, and my sewing machine, and created these magnetic mosquito nets for all of the deck hatches. They're super effective, and I couldn't recommend doing it enough. The portholes, however, were a little bit trickier to cover, and we've got a lot of them. I did make a simple hack for our bedroom one, which works well. It's like a wire frame that's sandwiching the netting, and then there's like a suction hook that hooks onto the window and keeps everything in place. It is pretty good, but they're a bit more faffy to make, so we've only made one so far. Plus they don't look that smart. Okay, our next recommendation is pretty straightforward. Buy fans. Buy loads and loads of fans. We have two main ones that we use and an extra one in case of an emergency. This one is the Marine Special one. It's kind of expensive and we'll pop a link below. It's 12 volt and can run off a cigarette plug but not a USB, but we've hardwired it in so that we can permanently just have it fixed in our bedroom. It blows onto our heads through the night to keep us cool, and it hardly uses any energy really, so we actually have been leaving it on throughout the day to circulate air in our bedroom. It has two settings and the strong one really is quite strong. It's perfect for those 38-degree nights that we're heading into. I did ask Joe to model the fan moving his hair, but it turns out his hair doesn't really move so much, so it's a bit of a non-clip, I'm afraid. This little fan was much cheaper and we found it on Amazon. It plugs in via a USB and we can move it around the boat with us, but mainly we just keep it plugged in at the nav desk to keep us cool while we work. If you're on a boat this summer and you don't have a fan, you need to get one. Our final big recommendation is our induction worktop. A few months ago we were researching magma grills and cob barbecues and other things that we could use to cook on deck for when it gets hot. And then we just had an epiphany. Our induction hob is simply plugged into a 230 volt socket. We can plug it into an extension cord and pop it up on deck for easy alfresco cooking. I think we can do the same with our air fryer, but it's a little bit bulkier. There are plenty of other things we'll drop into the description that make living aboard at sea much easier. Our saltwater tap is a godsend for reducing freshwater consumption. The extendable hose on our freshwater tap is also really handy for rinsing everything down. We have a cordless Dyson, which is great for Walter's dog hairs. And most recently we treated ourselves to a 12-volt freezer for batch cooking, and let's be honest, it was for ice cream.
So those are the gadgets that we found over the last year and 2,000 nautical miles that we found helpful on our sailing experience, and we obviously have spotted more along the way that would be amazing, and there's way more expensive ones that we really want, like a water maker, but hopefully this will help some of you to find some affordable ways of making liveaboard life that little bit easier. There are more things that I've seen other cruisers have that we really want that are also affordable. For example, an electric fly swat I think would be amazing. Lying in bed when you hear that mosquito flying over your head and just sort of waving it around in front of you and you probably kill it. Oh, dream. Or collapsible Tupperware. Our cupboard at the moment is full of Tupperware, and I saw a link somewhere that people have like collapsible Tupperware. Dreamy. Need to find that. Yeah, I'll basically pop in the description a full list of all the stuff that we've gone through and the links to where we bought them, and a full list of the things that we're hoping to buy next, so that then you guys can be more organised than us and have those bits already sorted before you leave the UK or wherever you're cruising from. But yeah, I hope this has been helpful for you, and Walter has found it really interesting, which you can tell. And yeah, good luck with your sailing, and let us know in the comments whether you've used any of these things or if there's anything else that you'd recommend.